So there's a specific ceiling in coaching. Most coaches hit it, and they don't know why it's there. And they spend the next 12 months trying to break through it by doing more of what already got them there in the first place. The ceiling is probably 15 to 25K per month. Okay, you've got clients, you've got proof, the content is consistent, the revenue is stuck. Why is that? Well, the reason it's stuck isn't what most coaches think it is. But here's the lie. The coaches at 50K work harder than you. They they well over post more than you, and they have better hooks, they have a bigger audience, and they have a sharper offer. They've just done more of what you're already doing, but just for longer. And so after hearing that, you post more, you improve the hooks, you tighten the offer, you're more consistent for 3 months, and you're still stuck at 25K. Well, because the lie isn't just wrong. It's specifically wrong in a way that keeps you busy enough to not notice that you're stuck. And here's the truth. 25K and 50K are built different. The system that got you to 25K is the exact system that's keeping you there. Just think about it. And it's not because it's bad. It's because it was designed for a different problem. So here's what the 25K ceiling actually is. At 25K per month, you're proving you can get results, right? You have clients, you have built an audience, you're good at what you do, but your revenue is almost entirely driven by warm relationships. People who already know you and who've been following you for a while, who made the decision to invest because of accumulated trust over time. So the cold audience conversion is thin. It's pretty thin. A new follower lands on your page, consumes a few posts, and then quietly disappears without ever DMing you. It's because nothing in the system that you built converts someone who doesn't already know you. And that's the ceiling. It's not content quality or your audience size or even your consistency. You're running a warm relationship business inside what should be a conversion system. So, and those two are different things, very different things. And only one of them scales past 25K. So the coaches at 50K aren't just further along on the same road, they've built something structurally different. Three phases built in sequence over 90 days. I'm going to break it down so simple that you can understand. And until all three are running, the ceiling stays. This is what I call the trust compounding framework. Three phases, 90 days, and here's exactly how it works. Phase one is called build from your voice from first principles, week one and two. The first thing that keeps coaches stuck at 25K is that their content has no foundation specific enough to convert someone cold. We're not talking about content creation here. We're talking about the conversion game, the conversion content. And most coaches build their content by modeling what was already working. They studied the top coaches and creators in their space and learned the formats, refined their hooks, and they produced content that was good. But it sounds like a polished version of what already exists in the market. Okay? A cold prospect lands on it and thinks interesting, but not this is the only person I need to talk to. We're instilling the cold mindset. So phase one builds the positioning foundation that changes that. Four deliverables built in week one and two. A one-on-one positioning audit, a direct session where we map the gap between how you're currently positioned and the specific position that converts cold leads. The voice differentiation framework, the exact structure of what makes your perspective unreplicable. It's extracted from your actual experience and beliefs. Your original thinking capture, your ideas, your contrarian beliefs, your track record, organized at the permanent source your content runs from. And first 30 days of content direction built entirely from your foundations, not from trends or what's performing well on someone else's account. A voice nobody else can copy. We built on a specific experience, belief, and track record designed to convert cold audience into conversions and through conversations designed to convert cold attention into conversation, which will result in conversions. So by the end of phase one, you have a voice and not a style borrowed from someone else, an actual foundation that makes your content specific enough to convert. And that's when phase two has something to work with. Phase two is the trust compounding ecosystem. This is the trust machine. So positioning without a system to distribute it is a locked room with no door. You know what you stand for, but nobody can find the way in. The trust compounding ecosystem is the full conversion infrastructure built on the foundation from phase one, four components running together. Component one is the content system, SPCL framework that results in creating your authority and influencing your ICP. Structured content that moves a cold prospect through the stages of awareness towards towards a buying decision, combined with the raw dog IG system. These are five content types drawn from directly your life, your journey, your business, your clients, your client experience, and your market's psychology. It's nothing manufactured, everything coming from you. We focus on posting it 5 times a day, and which will this IG raw dog system will result in inducing that raw and authenticity of your character coupled with your expertise that you get uh, as many conversions as possible from the people that actually would like to work with you and the clients who you would actually like to work with. Component two is the funnel flywheel, the sequence that takes cold prospect from the first touch to warm conversation, Instagram to YouTube to DM or call. It's a simple flywheel which will compound trust over time, which will result in as many conversions as possible. So it is long form that obviously builds the trust, the DM closes the gap, and every piece of content that you create feeds the flywheel instead of dying after 24 hours. Component three is the distribution system. Long form content repurposed into shorts, coupled with the raw dog IG system that will be running 5 content types per week, designed so that a single piece of work becomes 7 touchpoints without doubling your output. This is where the leverage lives. Component four, weaponized proof. Every client result turns into a sales asset that compounds permanently. The client framework, the client interview framework, case study template, video testimonial brief, social proof calendar, done for you launch email sequence, 30 to 60 days plug and play, plus done for you VSL ready to record. So the proof component alone is worth more than most coaches' entire content strategy on the quality side because it turns results that you already have into a machine that sells whether you're on camera or not. So by the end of phase two, the guaranteed outcome is 5 or more qualified prospects ready to pay 5 figures, actively engaging in your DMs. Not followers or likes, qualified buyers already half sold before the conversation starts. So phase three is the right launch system. Most coaches with a solid offer and a warm audience still leave money on the table because they don't know how to launch properly. They post about it, they get a few DMs, close 1 or 2 people, and wonder why the conversion rate was low. The launch isn't the product. The launch is a system and it runs in 5 stages in sequence, whether you're selling a cohort, a program, or a high ticket offer. So stage one is the tee-up, 3 to 6 days focused entirely on the problem and the pain. We are not pitching or mentioning your offer here. We are just creating content that makes your audience feel seen and understood, specifically the people who are ready to buy. You are creating a buying environment. Stage two is the pre-launch. 2 days building a hype, positioning your specific program as the exact solution to the problem that you've been calling out at this time. Anticipation before the door opens. Stage three is the launch. 2 to 4 days, the door opens, will be direct and clear. We are not apologizing for the ask. And stage four is the last call. It is the final day, and scarcity is real and high. Limited spots and deadline is real. Urgency is the mechanism. And this is where the majority of sales happen every time. Stage five is the post-launch. One day, review the metrics, document what worked, and load it back into the new launch. So these are 5 stages every time. The coaches closing consistent high ticket don't improvise their launches, right? They run the system, and the system compounds because each launch builds the proof that makes the next one easier. 3 phases: voice first and ecosystem second. The launch is third. So here's what that looks like at 50K per month. DMs open every morning with 3 to 4 qualified prospects who are ready to buy and who have already consumed your content. They are nurtured and they already believe in the framework and they are half decided and pre-sold. The content is doing the selling, the flywheel is running, and the proof is compounding. The launch system fires on schedule, and the revenue is predictable, not because you got lucky, but because the machine is built. Well, that's the structure. That's what the 90 days built. Now, here's what I want to be direct about. Everything in this video is the system. The guarantee inside the program is specific. 5 or more qualified, 5-figure prospect engage with you in 90 days, or we keep working for free until you get there. But watching this and having it built are two different things. Phase one requires someone to push back answers, when your positioning answers are surface level. The voice differentiation framework requires external perspective, expertise. You cannot see your own blind spots from inside your own head. Phase two requires the system to be configured for your own specific audience, your own platform, your existing content. Phase three requires the launch sequence to your specific offer and your specific cohort date. Well, the system is here. Applying it to your specific business, that's what the program does over 90 days. The guarantee is 5 plus qualified prospects ready to pay 5 figures in 90 days or less, or we keep working for free until you get there. Attend all the calls, implement as taught, and complete the homework. So if you're a coach or consultant doing 15 to 25K per month and you want to actually see exactly what the system looks like applied to what you've already built, DM system on Instagram. I'll walk you through everything, all 3 phases mapped to a specific situation, and what the 90 days will look like for you from where you're specifically standing right now. The next 3 videos break down each phase in details. Phase 1, build from your voice, from first principle, is the next. I'll see you there.